Hi, it's Layle Koncar with Simple Stories, back with another segment in our Say Cheese Designer album. Guys, this segment is all about different pocket pages. And some are pocket pages that exist, and in some cases, we're actually going to create our own. Super easy technique. So one thing that I've noticed as I've worked with kind of the 6x8 albums over the years is that everything tends to be the same size. And while that's part of the beauty, it makes it super simple when everything is 6x8, I start to get a little bit bored. So I feel like I kind of need to mix things up a little bit. So starting with something super easy, Simple Stories makes different sized pocket pages. So not just different configurations, but different sizes. So the one that we're looking at here is just a standard 3x4, but you'll notice it's a horizontal 3x4, and you don't typically see that type of configuration because it doesn't fit in kind of your, your verticals that you normally see. So there's my 3x4, and all I have to do is add my photo, add my card, I insert that into my album, and now I just have a little bit of a different size. So that variance gives me a little bit of added visual interest. So that's the vertical 3x4. There is also a vertical 4x6. So exact same concept that we just saw. It's just a 4x6 configuration instead. So there's our vertical pocket page. And on that one, super easy. Again, you guys, if you are pocket page scrapbookers, you know this is the beauty of pocket page scrapbooking. I simply slide my 4x6 vertical photo in, and I slide a 4x6 vertical card in, and I'm off and running. Now I can add those vertical 4x6s into my pocket pages. So standard, those are existing pocket page configurations. Now we're going to have a little bit of fun and change some things up a bit. This one that we're looking at right here is a 4x4 configuration, and actually Simple Stories doesn't make this. We make a version of this, but I actually took out my scissors and kind of did something a little bit different with it. So it is starting out this configuration. There are two 4x4s, and then there's a vertical 2x8. So with this, I just wanted to have the 4x4s. So all I did, and I'm going to do this quickly. Normally I would get out my trimmer and a ruler and make sure I was cutting this straight, but I'm just going to trim through my pocket page there. And I'm giving myself maybe a 1/2 to a 3/4 of an inch kind of border outside of that pocket. And I want to make sure to have it there because I need a place to punch the holes. And in fact, I'm just going to trim that little excess off right there. All right, so once I have trimmed off that excess, I'm going to grab my We Are Memory Keepers Power Punch. And this thing, you guys, punches through just about anything. I love to use this tool as I'm doing my pocket page scrapbooking. And so I'm going to grab an existing pocket page to use as a template so I know where to punch the holes. And then I'm just going to punch and punch. We'll grab this guy back, and I add in my 4x4 card. I add in my 4x4 photo, and there I have that kind of different size configuration for my pocket page. Now on this one, I actually added a little something extra so that kind of you would know that that's something smaller and you want to go ahead and turn the page, but it's just a little bit of a decorative element. And I took these Say Cheese 3 brads, and the brads actually have those little prongs on the back, and I don't want the prongs, so all I'm going to do is take that out of the package and just simply bend these little guys back and forth. So I did that, and I attached a little kind of foam square there and just adhered that to the edge to kind of create a little page turner. And then on the back side, I did the same thing with a second brad. So now I've got a fun little page turner for my custom pocket page that I made. All right, now this is getting a little bit more advanced than the one that we just looked at. This is making a fold-out pocket page, and it actually starts with a standard 12x12 pocket page. So now you're looking at this going, wait a minute, this is 12x12. And you're looking at the book going, wait a minute, this is 6x8. What most people don't realize, 99% of the binding mechanisms that are out there are made by the same manufacturer in China. So the whole spacing here is For the most part, generic, as long as you have those the two rings. And those two rings happen to match the two rings on your 12 by 12 album. So what that allows me to do is then take something like this and make it work in my 6 by 8 album. Now, obviously, this is too tall. So the first thing I'm going to do is to just cut off that top row. Now, I'm cutting below that first pocket page seam. And the reason I'm doing that as opposed to above is so that if I wanted to be able to use this single piece, I can, and I'll show you how I'll do that in a minute. So now that we have our 12 by 8 pocket page, I need to make this a 6 by 8 so it fits in my album. I don't want that to stick out. All I'm gonna do is just fold it, and it's super simple. I'm just folding right along that seam. Now, I could use like a score pal if I wanted to fold that, but really it's just as easy as taking that and folding it. So I'm just gonna kind of press down pretty hard there. I wanna make sure that that is going to stay nice and closed until I want it to open. So now you can see I have a pocket page that fits in my 6 by 8 album, and it folds open. What's so nice about this, especially if you are scrapbooking a Disney trip, typically we have lots and lots of photos that we need to get in our album. So that is a great way to add additional photos to our album. So what I have done here, this is kind of the finished sample. As you see it open, I have a 4 by 6 card. I have a 4 by 6 photo. Then it opens. I have 2 more 4 by 6 photos, 2 more 4 by 6 cards, and then it closes, and when I turn the page, I have added more photos. So with that little technique, you can get quite a bit of photos adding to your album. And then there's that little trick again with those brads. I did the exact same thing so that I can kind of grab that and turn the page. All right, the last thing I want to show you is another great way to add more photos to your albums. And actually these products work not only for your albums, but for your 12 by 12 layouts as well. So this is called a photo flip, and they come in 3 different configurations. The one I have here is 4 by 6. They also come in 4 by 4 and 3 by 4. So it's basically a pocket, but it has an adhesive strip on it. So what it allows me to do, I'm going to add a quick photo to this 4 by 6. And then I'm going to remove that adhesive strip. I'm going to take that pocket page that we had been working with previously, and I just adhere that right to the edge there. Now, I will re-punch that hole because I just covered it up. And we will put that back into the album. Now, when I open that special configuration we made, you can see there I have another, I basically created a space for not 1, but 2 more photos with that photo flip. And I can use those, the horizontal configuration that I just did, I could even use that in a vertical configuration. So if I wanted, I could add that to a pocket page like this. Or I even used it on a page like this, where I added it directly to a page, and then it flips open. I can add some journaling there, and I've revealed another photo. Those photo flips are a great way to add additional photos and cards to your pocket pages. That is another segment, and I look forward to sharing another one with you soon.